I rant so far away. Good morning. Good morning, Zoomers. Welcome guests, new folks. Please, everybody silence your phones or anything else that could be disruptive over the next hour or so. My name is Scott. I'm going to be your host, and we always start out our service by acknowledging the land on which we are located. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. All right. Last week I was in Los Angeles, and I was just coming back, and I swear when I get home I actually at night I put on the video of our service, which again, Ari, my Lord, if we had local awards for film production. Part of the reason I put it on is because these next few minutes are some of my very favorite minutes during the week. So with that in mind, Donna, if you would lead us in our song, appreciate it.
Please stand. They have to warm up a little bit. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The faith is there. other and lead with love. I know you're scared. Maybe I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you. So, gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Gotta put one foot in front of the other with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
I know I've said it before, but you cannot feel bad when that song is going. You can try, I don't know why you'd want to, but you cannot. It's just so uplifting. Speaking of uplifting, we are glad that everybody is here. On the screen, you see the affirmation that we are all going to say in unison. On the bottom half, there's another affirmation, which you can say if you want. But most importantly, you can get up. As a matter of fact, I'm requesting you get up, you introduce yourself to somebody, and you just express how happy you are that they are here. Just a simple joy that people are here to celebrate with you. I was listening to something last night about as you get older, and many of us are, as you get older, you have to take care of certain things. You have to eat right, you have to exercise right, or be active as you can, and you have to be involved in a community. Those are the things that help us live longer and live better lives. So with that in mind, we all say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Get up and introduce yourself to somebody. I had a passing thought as I was watching all of you welcome each other. I thought, what would happen if I didn't ring the bell? We would just greet each other for an hour, and that would not be a bad service, just being friendly for an hour. Okay, we got a lot to go over here. Our weekly schedule is going to show up next. As I mentioned last week, I was not able to attend. I was coming back from LA. I flew out of Burbank Airport, and it was a little drizzly in LA last week as I left, and my brother-in-law drove me from where they live in Santa Clarita to Burbank Airport, which is about a 30-minute drive, if you're not familiar with it. On that drive, we're driving down Highway, 5, I think it is, and right next to us we watch a minivan spin out and bang into the wall, which was right across from another accident that was already on the freeway, so the Highway Patrol was able to help both at once. And like I said, this is a really light rain. And then we're about another 20 minutes further down the road, and there is a semi that jackknifes in front of us. And I thought, I've never been so glad to get out of LA. as I was to come back here. So everybody seemed to be fine, but it was just crazy. Speaking of crazy, I wanted to share, at our house we have Alexa, okay, and as many of us do, and we basically use it to turn on the light, we'll watch a TV show and say, like we watch police procedurals, and they'll use a lot of abbreviations. So like last night, they were saying that they needed an RA. What's an RA? Alexa, what's an RA? RA stands for rescue ambulance. Okay, we got that. But they've added, I don't know if anybody else has it, tried to add in a personality to it. And it's really kind of creepy. So I will say to it, because it's tied to my calendar, so I'll say, like, Alexa, what do I have on my schedule for tomorrow? And it used to just rattle off what I have. So now it says, and I kid you not, what do I have on my schedule right now? And they've changed the voice to make it, they say, it's now your favorite bro. And I've tried to make it stop, but it won't. Yes. So I say, what's on the schedule for tomorrow? And it goes, checking. And then there's a pause and it comes back and it says, reads the stuff, says, you've got a busy day tomorrow, good luck. And it's like, okay. But the thing that was really weird is, I don't remember what it was. We asked it a question last night, something about a police procedure or whatnot. And it went off on some rambling thing, as I'm doing now. And it went off on some rambling thing. And then I said, Alexa, cancel. And then there's a pause, and my wife will attest to this. I don't know if I have the wording exact, but there's a pause, and about 5 seconds later, it says, I was only trying to get you the answer you asked. Now, it wasn't that exact wording, but we both kind of looked at it. It's now feeling guilty. They have added guilt into the personality of the Alexa. So anyway, I'm glad to be back in a real normal world. Okay, speaking of normality, we have the sharing salon, which is going on today at James and Carol's house. Are you going to say anything about it, or are we going to just let it? I was just about to say, so if you attend, it is also Edward and James. I'd like to introduce the two of you. We're open here. We accept all these relationships. It's James and Carol's 29th anniversary today. So lead with love. Carol is an amazingly patient woman. I'll just leave that out there. Anyway. Yeah, Marianne is, but Marianne's only been patient 25 years. Yeah.
Carol has an article coming out.
I was going to promote that for you, yeah. Carol, if you haven't seen it, James posted it by the door on the way out. Carol has a really insightful educational article about Earth Day. I read it, and about the healing of the earth, about how the earth heals, let me put it that way. And it's in the Times Standard today. Yeah. And it's printed out and it's by the back door, and it's definitely worth your read. So Carol, if you're watching, a great article. We really appreciate it. Speaking of Earth Day, that's coming up this week, so we'll have something going on with that. We'll talk about that in a minute. And Earth Day celebration, I think, is next. Yes, it is. So we're going to have a celebration. I thought in light of Earth Day that we just kind of accept it now as a holiday. Holiday, I guess that would be the term, a commemoration. The very first one, if you don't remember, some of you might not, was April 22nd, 1970. So this is the 56th year, and I wanted to find out what caused it. The biggest reason that really got it triggered, according to the articles I read, for those of us who remember, was the 1969 oil spill in the Santa Barbara Channel. That's what apparently galvanized the movement. And a senator from Wisconsin named Gaylord Nelson paired up with an activist named Dennis Hayes, and they pushed through getting Earth Day to become a holiday. It was also on the tail end of a 1962 book written by Rachel Carson called Silent Spring, which was about the dangers of pesticides. And all that came together, and we had our first Earth Day, which then led to, sadly, not as much anymore, led to the formation of the EPA under Nixon, and led to the Clean Air and Clean Water Act, which sadly are being gutted. But nonetheless, this was all because people came together and said we wanted to make a change. So just wanted to share that. As for Earth Day, we are having a celebration. Did you want to talk about it, or just let the slide speak for itself? Okay.
I just looked at my phone and it says it's supposed to rain on Wednesday.
Or wear umbrellas, carry umbrellas. There's that too. So that's an Earth Day celebration, 6 o'clock, Sequoia Park. And that is this Wednesday on Earth Day. The following weekend on Saturday is our Gratefulness Gathering. That is led by David and Lena Nunez. If you don't feel you have something to be grateful for, come here and you will. If you do feel you have something to be grateful for, come here and share it. It's just a great little group. Actually, it's a relatively good-sized group, about 15 to 20 people often. We have a plant sale coming up, and Lori, did you wish to speak to that? You get the official walking music from Jeff.
Because I'm walking. I'm glad to be walking. Good morning, everybody. Well, the plant sale's 12 days away. So next Sunday, people can start bringing plants in from your home. We will need someone to bring up the red rolling book racks from the basement and somebody to tighten the bolts, because last year a wheel fell off. And I was like trying to go, how am I going to deal with this? Because nobody else was around. This was after the sale. And I was outside moving things around. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stand here and hold this rack until somebody walks up. So anyway, let's try to make sure those are all tight. This is a last push for everybody that can to grab more of those half boxes from Eureka Natural, Costco, and I think Bevmo was one of the places. We have our sign-up sheets for volunteers for the plant sale. They're out in the lobby because we get such a bottleneck over here. I'm asking people just to step out into the lobby and sign up there. I have these little schedules for when we're going to be here to receive plants. So I'm going to put these out on the table next to the sign-up sheets as well. Unless you are somebody who has the combination and want to bring things outside of those times, which is also appreciated. Wakana and I both have a lot of plants at our houses that we've been taking care of from the planting parties. So we're both going to need people to drive and people to move those plants, which is going to require bringing boxes, putting plants in the boxes, putting plants in the truck or vehicle of whoever, and bringing them here. And those boxes will also, once we're finished with that, customers will be using those boxes to carry their copious amounts of plants with them. I've created this flyer. There's some out on the table in the lobby. If you have the knowledge and desire to take a picture of it and post it on social media, that would be greatly appreciated. There's only about 5 or 6 of them. And if you do take one, please make sure you're taking it because you have a designated place you want to hang it. These are kind of expensive to create, so I would appreciate that. Any questions, concerns before I walk away with my walk away music?
Speaking of plants, please remember we have a positivity in the lobby. Add your thoughts, prayers, take one if you need, and I like to always pull a couple off. So a couple of the leaves on the positivity tree that I pruned today. One says, "Love is one size fits all." A delightful expression. And the other is, "What you focus on grows larger, focus wisely." So these are some of the ideas and thoughts we get from the positivity. There's a Hawaii trip being planned for the fall to celebrate, is it the 40th anniversary of your church? Any comments, or just let the slide speak for what it is? Yeah, okay. I guess that was a question, asking if you wanted to come up.
September 26th of this year, the Hawaii church, the very first church I started, will be 40 years old. And so we're going to have a party. I know I have a couple of people who want to go with me, and we're opening it up to other people. And Burl is working on some of the details as far as flights and getting a VBRO house etc., to stay in. So, but all of that takes time. So if you think you want to go with us, please sign the sheet on the table so that we get an idea of how many people are going. It'll be great fun. Not only will you get to go to the celebration for the 40th year, and believe me, Hawaiians know how to celebrate. You'll also be able to go the next day to church there in a beautiful open pavilion that has wonderful stained glass windows that my late husband actually worked on, cut and all of that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And hear me talk. And then I'm planning to take people up to see the volcano if it's open. It has been closed lately because it's spewing out rocks as well as fire 43 feet up into the air. But, you know, September's a ways away. But we'll get to go places and see the Big Island, so it won't just be that particular celebration. So, anybody wants to join us, think about it, and begin to write your names down on that piece of paper, and thank you very much.
A reminder, if you'd like to talk with somebody, the practitioners are available. We have a full complement of practitioners here today, myself, Edward, Susan, and Michelle. We are all here if you'd like to speak with us. The little pantry needs to be fed, non-perishable foods. Please put it in the area in the other room, or if you have a lot that you would like to donate, Walk in Awe will be here on Mondays from, I think it's like noon to 4, and you can bring it, and it's noon to 4, right? And she will split it up so that they will be put out over the course of the week. All right, our theme for the month, compassion in the new now. Donna is going to lead us in a song. After that, there will be the moment of peace led by Edward, and then the message will be done by Angelica, of course, followed by music from Jeffrey Smoller. All yours.
I invite you to settle in your seat. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Blessed are we to be a sanctuary, life expressing sacred truth. With thanksgiving, I remain a living sanctuary for you.
Get over here. Good morning, family. How are you? You know, as I was saying this morning in meditation, today I dress with intention. Sometimes I do that, sometimes not, but today definitely. White represents, for me, snow. It represents the freezing of bad intentions or problems or any of the impurities that may be happening and circulating throughout the world in the air, freezing them and dropping them to the ground where they're absorbed. Blue is the color of protection, which is something that I like to radiate. And gold is our spirit. You know, our spirit is golden, and it also represents abundance. And that's abundance of love, caring, and anything else that we can produce abundantly for this world as we need it right now. It's healing. Okay. And just one real quick mention about practitioners. Somebody asked me outside, you know, exactly what practitioners do. We're not psychologists or psychiatrists. What we do is we try to help you find the spiritual connection to whatever it is that you're going through. So, you know, you're able to talk with us, and we help you remember and to work through your stuff, you know, using the spiritual principle that most applies to that situation. Okay, so whoever has not been here before, what we do is we read a little bit of something, and then Jackson will sing us into an affirmative prayer, which we call treatment, and then after that, he will sing us into our talk for today by the beautiful Reverend Angelica. My reading today is from Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. It's called Inspiration, Your Ultimate Calling. As I explained earlier, being inspired is equivalent to being back in spirit. Before we showed up in form, our mind and our, I got to do this because I'm having eye surgery. Okay, before we showed up in form, our mind and the mind of God were synonymous, which means that we were free from the bonds of the ego mind. This is simply how the world of spirit works. It's impossible to have limiting boundaries or self-imposed shackles placed on us. When we're in harmony with the mind of God, we simply don't have thoughts that tell us we can't accomplish something. After all, our thoughts are of a higher energy. Every desire we have has an energy vibration component to it. When we launch that desire in the form of thought, it generally matches up with the same energy vibration of our spiritual source. I want to attract prosperity. I want to experience physical well-being. I want to have a peaceful relationship. I want to feel good about my life, and so on. The energy of our thoughts determines whether or not we're living at an inspired level. So any doubt in our ability to manifest our desire or to receive spiritual guidance is vibrationally out of tune with that desire. And when this occurs, we automatically impose bonds on our mind, which most frequently assume the form of thoughts that imperil our ability to be inspired.
Spirit.
What I know is that there is only one massive vibrational, intelligent, and sentient and aware energy that is the source of all things. Whether you call it God, Spirit, Dios, Dieu, Baha, Allah, it doesn't matter. Those are just vibrational titles for this one very important and all-encompassing energy. And I know that each and every one of us is manifested from that energy. We are connected as one. We are the same being in living out different human experiences. And we are bringing to that energy the richness of that experience that we are each experiencing right here and right now. I know that our prayer, our thoughts, everything that we are is manifesting energy is spread throughout this universal sheet. And that peace is attainable through our will because we will it to be so. And that will is sent through the internet that connects us all. I see it happening even as we speak. I see people turning away from the darkness they were facing and facing the light. And I know that that is the first step. That is the first step to healing and to enlightenment. I believe in the age of Aquarius. I believe that everything will be a utopia. It will be beautiful. But first we have to walk through the darkness of dawn before we can come to the daylight. I know this to be so. I know that there is a light right now shining brightly at the end of the tunnel. And on behalf of like minds who may think like me, I say that I am grateful. So grateful for experiencing this evolution of humankind, experiencing the greatness that we all are, and seeing those that do not believe that they are anything but small beings because they have been taught to believe that, come to the realization that they are not small at all, that they are in possession of the most mighty force in the world, themselves. And themselves are one with that spirit. I'm grateful for this. I place it into the laws of the universe knowing even as I do, it is unnecessary because change is happening right now. Love is abounding right now. And we are the catalyst for that change. And so it is.
You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the
Thank you, Jackson. Now, I would love to bring up our spiritual leader and one of the prettiest ladies in the room, Reverend Angelica.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oops.
Sorry, but I keep doing that.
Well, good morning, everyone. Boy, that light seems to be much brighter this morning for some reason. No, I don't think it will turn down. Oh, that's better, yeah. Oh, good, now I can see you. It's good seeing everybody. My talk this morning is called Small Steps, Sacred Ground. And when I was thinking, sometimes I pick all these titles before the month starts, and then I get to that particular week and I think, what was that going to be about? And so I was thinking about this, and I realized that I'm really good at small steps, as long as they're moving quickly toward the finish line. I don't know about you, but I believe you probably like progress as much as I do. I like improvement. I like getting to that part where everything is working again. And lately, with my arm healing, I've noticed something. Healing has its own schedule. And apparently, it didn't consult me. So there's a part of me that goes, okay, I've learned the lesson of this, now let's just move on. And yet, I woke up, I went to my primary care physician because my back keeps seizing up ever since this happened. And so she's having me hold my hands in a different way. And because normally when I sit like this. And she says, no, I want you to sit like this. And it changes things. And so I was practicing doing that. And now my arm hurts even worse. It's like, come on. So I know that all of us have had moments when we wish we could just fast forward through something, haven't we? Something weird, like everything that's happening now in the United States. So we don't necessarily want to fix it or figure it out. We just want to be on the other side of it. Let's move on. And so what I realize is that sometimes this feeling comes on us when we're listening to the news, or we're having a conversation we don't want to have, or our body is taking time to heal itself. And that feeling of the world being a little too much some days. And there's something in me that says, can I just skip this part? I want to just jump right into the newness that I know that is coming. And yet, it doesn't work that way. We don't get to leap over the middle. We have to move through it one step at a time. And so what I'm beginning to understand is the steps that I want to skip, that perhaps you want to skip, are actually sacred ground. It's a place where we open ourselves up more, where we begin to have an understanding that everything is working according to divine timing. There's something in us that is not in a hurry to get to the end. It doesn't measure time the way we do. It doesn't say, when will this be over? It simply knows itself as being whole and complete and powerful. And that's where I want us to get to that place where we know that we're whole and complete and powerful right here and right now. One of the things I've noticed lately is, and in talking to some of the other ministers at the convention, is that classes are down, attendance is down. People are afraid of what's happening, afraid that we're going backwards, that we're moving into something that is not going to be comfortable to live with. And yet what I know is that even in this chaos, there is sacredness. Somebody said, I said to you all, in fact, a couple of weeks ago, that it's really hard for me to see this too as God. And I remembered Reverend Helen Street saying, well, that's a funny costume, God, but I see you in there. And so I've tried to remind myself of that and bring a little humor in. You know, Emma Curtis Hopkins is one of my favorite spiritual teachers. She's almost considered the mother of New Thought in a way. And she said something that I really like. She said, "Do not despise the day of small beginnings, for in each beginning the whole of life is present." So if I'm going around hating that which is happening in the world now, I'm missing something really valuable. I'm missing the fact that every step we're taking is leading us to, not only leading us to something sacred, but is revealing that every step along the way has been sacred. And we have to remember, where does sacredness start? That feeling of sacredness, where does it start? It starts in our hearts and our minds. We have to get these connected. My heart might want to love everything, and my mind's going, yeah, but that asshole, oh, that idiot, how about that? And so that there's a thing that's not connecting there, right? And so what am I projecting out into the world? I'm projecting more of seeing that kind of behavior. So if I want to see peace, I have to feel peace in my heart. I have to think peace in my mind. And right now, I'm really into this whole idea of peace. And yesterday, as I'm thinking about these small steps, it reminded me of a passage in the Bible in Exodus where Moses encounters the burning bush, and he hears these words, "Take off your shoes, for the place where you stand is holy ground." Do you know what your feet stand for metaphysically? Understanding. Understanding. So in this whole thing, this whole episode that Moses is going through, there is a deeper understanding there. And there's a deeper understanding happening right here and right now. Chaos seems to happen before breakthrough. And what I'm believing, and I keep telling people, is something amazing is coming out of this. Something amazing. And I'm thinking amazing good, not amazing bad. Something amazing is happening. So our part then is to pay attention. And I love that the gratitude, the gratefulness gathering is now being held here, because to me, gratefulness is the key. Being grateful for absolutely everything in our lives. And in fact, looking for things to be grateful for is really important, because we tend to dwell in the negative. I was thinking one day, why do we tend to dwell on the negative so much? And then at that point that I was thinking about that, one of my friends is a grandmother who's taking care of her daughter's child because her daughter is sick. And as she's on the phone with me, she's saying, "No, Danny, you can't do that." I must have heard no about 5 times during that conversation. No is a negative word. So there's this we're constantly being told that we're not behaving correctly as little tiny children. We're told that people, strangers, are out to get us. We're told all kinds of things. So we live in a world of negativity as children, and then we have to open ourselves up and realize, no, that's not the truth. That the truth of us, if we look around now, is that most people are kind and considerate. The ones that aren't are the ones that get all the attention, right? So I think it's time for us to pay more attention to that and have a deeper understanding of the fact that most human beings are good people. You know, when I read that story about Moses years and years ago, I used to think that that meant that there was something really special about that particular patch of earth that he was standing on, and that it was different from everything else. But it wasn't the ground that changed, it was his understanding that, I mean, that's what the story brought to us, was a deeper understanding. So what if the ground that we're working on, no matter what, whether we're pulling weeds in our own yard or getting out of our car and walking across a parking lot to go into the store, what if we began to realize that every step is sacred because we're always on holy ground? I think Mother Earth would really like that idea. It would feel like a blessing. What I realized is we tend to think that the sacred moment is coming. We forget that we're in the sacred moment right now. Right now. And I think that if we begin to really understand that, then when we were treating for healing, it would happen a lot faster. When we were treating for understanding, it would begin to happen a lot faster. To realize that every moment is a sacred moment. The sacred moment is not waiting for us at the end of our journey. It's present right here, right now, in every step that we're taking. Even if you're doing something mundane like walking to the bathroom, those are still sacred steps. So what I know is that I keep getting reminded about this because of my arm. So my arm, the bone in my arm is totally healed, but the muscles have their own timeline. And I just wanted to jump past this part where my arm is hurting. I want to evade it, just go back to normal. But healing doesn't happen in a leap. It happens in small, sometimes frustrating steps. I mean, my primary care physician also suggested that I go to a chiropractor and referred me back to Ponte for physical therapy. And I'm thinking, oh no, that's going to hurt too. However, it's part of the healing process. So our consciousness is being hurt right now. Our emotions are being hurt right now because how could the president of the most wonderful country on earth come to us every day, every damn day, with something awful? And you know what I've noticed lately? He doesn't like children. He just cut funding to all kinds of child care facilities, so that now parents are going to have to find some other way to have babysitters for the little children when they're going to work, etc. I mean, but it's constantly. So here we are, standing on holy ground right now. It might be uncomfortable. I think that part of it really got to me because I think holy ground, and yet it's not. It moves us forward in however it can, in whatever way we can, and we have to remember that we're never separate from the divine. So we don't want to skip past something that might be healing us at a deeper level than we can imagine. So that part of life that I want to skip is probably something even more amazing than I can imagine. And I know that this place that we're all in the collective consciousness is part of something that is being formed. It's where patience is deepening, where compassion is awakening, where faith no longer is an idea but a practice. So I want you to do something for me for a moment. I want you to just notice your feet on the floor. I want you to take a breath. And right in this very moment, there's nothing to fix, nothing to solve, just this moment. So let yourself feel what this now moment feels like. And if there's a part of you going, oh no, and not another ritual or whatever, I'm not going to do that. I just want you to feel this moment. What if this is a sacred moment? Just feel it. You're sitting here surrounded by community, a spiritual community. Just feel it. And that sacredness is love and compassion and kindness. Just feel it. And so take a breath. So what if this moment is sacred? This moment and this moment and this moment and this moment. What I know is that we don't have to figure out our whole story right now. We don't even have to solve the world's situations. We don't have to know how the situation we're in will turn out. You only have to take one small step. One step at a time. One conscious step and one conscious step. And the willingness to be present. We might even begin to say to ourselves, this step is enough. This step, this moment is sacred. And we might begin to realize that we've been standing or sitting or laying on holy ground the whole time. Let's go into treatment. Gratefully, I acknowledge that there is only one power, one mind, one heart, one life. And that life is divine life. That life is divine energy. And that energy resides in every cell and atom of your body. That energy is continually blessing us and nurturing us and moving us forward along our sacred path. So I know that as we take one small step, one step after another, we allow ourselves to remember that who we are is spirit in form. Who we are is sacred. And we allow ourselves, in remembering this, to allow that sacred energy to move out from us, to radiate out from us, so that it fills up this room and that it touches everyone in here. And then it moves out further into Eureka and touches everyone. And moves out further into the whole of the United States and touches everyone. And moves out and around the planet and comes back to us refreshed and renewed. Sacred moments, sacred steps. And I know that for whatever might be occurring in our personal lives right now, we allow ourselves to remember that one small step at a time moves us along our path. And this path is a divine path that is filled with light and love and everything we could possibly imagine. So we let go. We let go of the negativity we might have learned. We let go of any feelings of resentment. We let go and breathe in love and breathe out love. We are divine beings. We are here in this moment at this time to take one small step at a time, acknowledging divinity everywhere, starting with ourselves. And I know that this divinity brings about peace, a peace in our own hearts and our own minds, a peace in our communities, a peace all around the world. We let go and we let the divine do its perfect work in, through, and as each one of us. And we're so grateful for having this teaching, to know that what we think and what we feel has an effect on the world. And so we pay attention. We pay attention with every step. And right now we're focusing on peace. And in that peace is love and everything we could possibly imagine. And it is good, very good. So we're grateful for this. We're grateful for being able to do this work. We're grateful for being able to acknowledge a higher truth than we could see with our eyes. We're allowing ourselves to remember that we're standing on holy ground. And so it is. And Jeff is our musician this morning, so let's give him a hand.
Audience participation, just say good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, you can do that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ah, okay, now we're getting one. Okay. Well, kind of a takeoff of what you and Scott were talking about. Don't get around much anymore.
That was just absolutely lovely. I've said it before, you make that guitar sing. It has a voice when it's in your hands.
I love it.
Yeah, you do, and it expresses. Also want to thank Angelica for introducing us to a new spiritual term that most of us haven't heard before here at the center, something about an a-hole, which goes with a couple of other terms you might not have heard before, WTF, which stands for Where's the Faith? And FUBAR, which is feeling uplifted because of a revelation. So more spiritual terms for you to have. All right, speaking of spirituality and gifts, we are now going to have the plate pass. The band will play. As the plate goes by, please put in it whatever you can afford, as well as love, and you can afford a lot of that. So the band plays. First we say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance. My gift blesses the center, all in it beyond. And so it is. Come forward, I won't bite.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive. We are grateful for the band. We are grateful for Angelica. We are grateful for Edward. We are grateful for every single person who is in this room today and for the sense of spirituality and sacredness that fills this area. These gifts go forth into our community. They bring that sacredness, that joy, that love, and that gratitude into a wider area, and we learn how to speak. And after that, we release these words into the universal law of mind, knowing they have already been happening, and so it is.
So it is.
Speaking of grateful, I don't know if since you all look this way and I'm looking that way, these two ladies in the back were just having a grand old time with the plates, speaking of bringing joy. Okay, what we need is somebody to do our community statement of inclusion, and well, if we've got time for one or two demonstrations, if they are short, please, Carrie, come forward. A demonstration is a out-picturing of an internal belief, desire, or thought that has now come forth. And Carrie, you've got one.
Which one do I do first?
Oh, you're doing the statement of inclusion.
Okay.
No, that's a question. Do you want to do the statement of inclusion, or did you have a demonstration, or both? You have both. Perfect. You're the perfect person
So
for
which
this.
first?
You can do your demonstration, lead into the statement of inclusion. Donna will then come up and lead us in the peace song.
Got it.
I've trained for this for years, so I got it.
I sing in a choir, and we are having Oakland's community choir come up, and we're going to do our end of season. It's going to be great. And I guess the demonstration is that they're willing to come up here en masse, and I have no idea where they're staying, but I put a poster up by the door. It's my choir is Redwood Community Gospel. I don't know what it's called. We changed the name a couple of years ago, and I got confused. So The poster's up by the door. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. We know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
So it is.
So it is.
Please stand and form a circle. Robert's ready. Somebody grab Robert back there. All right. Well done.